Alrighty guys, here it is. It is the video review for Transformers Prime Voyager class DREADWING, which is one that I have been really excited about. I don't know if there's anything else coming out for the Prime line that I'm really super stoked about at this point. DREADWING was the last, unless we start getting some new characters and things going on. They just posted some new pictures of the Prime Unicron, where apparently his alt mode is his giant face coming out of the mountain from the episode, which is kind of a neat idea, I guess. I really want to see better pictures of it before I make up my mind. But yes, here is DREADWING. It's pretty cool. This is the silly mode, is what I call this, with the sword and the gun attached here in vehicle mode. The sword doesn't look so bad, especially since you could already do that on the Cyberburst version. The gun is the same type of Prime and Starscream flip it forward, light up mess. And that's part of it too. With it plugged into the top, you can't actually even push this piece down far enough to connect to the gun. And it's not off by a gear. It sits, everything lines up perfectly up top. And when it's not attached, you can totally pull it all the way down. But when it's attached to the plane, this thing, the little hump in the middle of the plane, keeps it from connecting. I think when I'm done with the video, I wanted to leave it all intact for the video review to show you what you're getting in the package. But I think when this is done, I'm going to unscrew this and pull this whole box off and then just glue this gun out like this. Because as a gun, it's actually not too bad. With this giant box and the LED, it's the gimmick. But what can you do? But yeah, I'm just going to glue it. So you cut the box off and just give him a big yellow gun like that. It actually is gray on the other side. It would look like that from the other side, but whatever. And then the sword just pegs in. You can peg it under either wing. Right here. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. You can see the peg holes there. Just like that. Now the figure itself it's kind of a Blue Angels inspired deco here on the thing. That's what I call it, because they're blue and yellow like this. It may not actually be inspired by the Blue Angels. Who knows? I think I like Skyquake's colors a little better, although I am growing to like DREADWING's, especially since he's actually been developed as a character. But I probably will get Skyquake when he comes out as well. Now there is this waist piece here you can see is kind of, I mean, like the hands stick out the back, which is a minor annoyance. But the size of the hands, they wouldn't be able to flip into the forearms unless they completely redid those to not have the gimmick. And since the gimmick is king in a lot of these lines, they're there. I don't know why that's become a symptom, but there you go. Also, like you can see, the waist piece kind of messes with the undercarriage. If this were gone, if this gray pieces weren't here, it wouldn't actually look too bad. But the actual hip piece really kind of makes it look a little weird. He does have the front landing gear is retractable. The landing gear here on the back legs is not. It's just built in. Also, these fins, the nose cone, and these fins right here, you can see are very soft, rubbery plastic. The way it's packaged, they come a little bent, and you can heat them up and straighten them a little bit, but just because of it's the really, really soft rubbery plastic. So I mean, like even if you straighten them, it's not going to stiffen them. They're always, even at room temperature, they're going to be a little floppy, which is a safety thing. Also, the little kneecap spikes are also this rubbery plastic. So, but yeah, there's the jet mode, and to transform him into robot mode, we'll get into that here. You want to unpeg the legs. First off, you want to unpeg these fins. There's a peg and a tab here. You want to kind of unpeg those from the edge as much as you can. Kind of lift this middle piece up a little bit. And then there's some pegs here, right up into here under the knee. You want to unpeg that with the leg. You see there's the peg hole right there, and there's the peg on the leg. I don't know if you can see that there. Yeah, the peg there. And they just peg it under there. Go ahead and pull them out. And you're going to go ahead and unpeg this from under here. You see there's two pegs here, peg holes here. And then rotate these and push them together, and that's going to form the hip piece. Rotate these up. Flip the feet down. You want to fold in this landing gear. And then you're going to leave these up. The arms under here, they peg into this piece. If you've already lifted it up, then they're probably already unpegged. You can see the peg right there. You just unpeg that, then unpeg the shoulders up here. See that peg goes into there, and rotate the arms out like this. Bring the whole hip piece down like that. Just like that. We'll get it all straightened out in a minute. You want to go ahead and flip the back pieces of the wing out unpeg the wings, and they kind of rotate down and out. This is actually one where you can fold the wings down and not break your toy, so just do it like this. So lower those down like that. It looks different now. And then you come up here. You want to open up, unpeg these cowlings here from right here, and rotate them out and about. Come on. I should have got stuck on something there. Yeah, there we go. They're on a hinge and ball joint here. You just want to rotate them out and about like that. And then fold this whole piece down. You want to come in, you want to come under here. Split this piece, the piece with the wheel. The wheel's going to go on one side, and then slide these silver pieces out. You saw that. They just slide right out on the tracks. Hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. One of the coworkers needed to be let in the building. So yeah, you bring the head up, put this down, flip the head up and out like that. This little yellow piece right here underneath, you're going to flip down. This peg hole that lets the gun peg in to the top of the jet actually ends up being the peg hole that lets it plug into his back in robot mode. And once you've got all that positioned, like I said, you want to rotate this. You want this peg hole here to go through this slot right here on the back. Oh, you want to flip in the nose cone. Pull the nose cone up and under like that. And then you just bring this all down. And there's a couple little pegs here that snap into here. Just like that. And you can see it all comes together very nicely. And then after that, you just bring the head forward, snap that into place like that. Rotate these little cowlings, shoulder cowlings up. And then the arms you just bring down and push up to sit underneath the shoulder pads. Rotate them around so the elbow is forward, like that. And then rotate the arm around, or the fist around, or hand around, so it's facing the right way. Put this up. And then once all this is pegged in securely back here, make sure that's all pushed together, you take this piece and you lift it up and snap it right there so it sits right around that. There we go. Here, I'll pull that back down again and show you one more time. You take this down here and just lift it up, peg it right there onto the back. This likes to keep falling down. And there is Dreadwing in robot mode. And he's pretty cool. Like I said, I think his head physically kind of reminds, and his colors physically remind me of Depth Charge from Beast Wars. People say he sounds like Tigatron, and I kind of agree with that. But like, I could totally put this on my shelf as like a pre-Beast Wars Depth Charge and totally feel cool about that. So we can get a little, there we go, a little bit more light on here. So yeah, there he is. I meant to bring in my Cyberverse Dreadwing so you could get an idea of his size. He's a little bit taller than the Voyager Bulkhead in the Prime line. He's about the same height as First Edition Bulkhead. If that makes sense, here he is. I know this with steel core and with protector, just to give you an idea of about how tall he is. I know a lot of people have steel core and or protector, but just to give you a rough idea. I forgot to bring in other toys for a size comparison. He can hold his sword in either hand, as well as his little giant gun that will be returned into a real gun, like that. And you can store. It makes him a little back heavy since this sticks out so far, and this is where all the battery stuff is. But you can plug that into his back, and also plug the sword into the side of it, if you so desire, just to store stuff on his back. And if you're just doing it for display, maybe that would work. Like I said, it does make him a little back heavy, but you can store it back there. And I do like how that setup does kind of give him the sword handle sticking up over his shoulder there. But again, like I said, I'm probably going to pull off this blue box and glue the gun down like this, which would make that a much nicer storage, because it won't stick out any past these fins that are already here, and this blue box will disappear, and it will store a lot better. But that's that. Or if you want, you have the gun, you can store, if we can get it off here, you can store just the sword along the back as well. And again, have it stick up a little bit like that. So yeah, he's really super awesome. I really like him. The transformation's fun. I do wish the like I said, some minor flaws. The soft rubbery stuff here, I get why they did it, but most of it's okay. Like these little fins and the kneecaps are fine. It's these big fins that are a little. I wish they weren't so rubbery, especially since they tend to. In the packaging, he's mistransformed. They actually do in the packaging. His wings are up, and this is down here, and the wings are actually up here in the packaging. And just the way the blister cards packed, or the blister bubbles packed in the packaging, these kind of already get splayed straight out of the package, which is a little unfortunate. But you know, there you go. But all in all, he's very nice, and I like him, and he's definitely one of the highlights of the Prime Voyager line. The clear plastic isn't as obtrusive on him. Like it's used as detailing. It makes sense for the cockpit, and even here on the arms, it's not quite as clear. It's more of like I said, it's more translucent than a clear yellow, and it works a lot better as detailing on him. I like it. And like I said, it's a aside from the gun, it's not a very obtrusive gimmick. Like on some, like it's not like Prime's completely clear forearms, which is a benefit change. The sculpting is really nice. He looks great in robot mode. Like I said, the jet mode has some problems with the undercarriage, but how many jet mode TFs have we gotten lately that haven't had a problem with that undercarriage? So it's just a symptom of jet mode transformers for the most part. It definitely gets an A+ for me. Well, not an A+. It's an A figure. A-, B+, right around in that range. It's not the best figure I think we've gotten from the Prime line, but it's definitely up there. It's a really solid figure. It's really nice. He doesn't beat Breakdown for me, although that is, as of yet, still a Japanese exclusive figure, but still counts as part of the Prime line. So, he doesn't beat Breakdown, but he's up there. He's a really good figure. But there it is, Voyager DREADWING. Oh, actually, real quick, here he is with the Dr. Wu, the evil Prime sword. You can see it has a purple gem here and a slightly darker hilt than the other one. But he can hold that too. And it looks pretty cool on him. So just a little... you've seen these in the other review I did for him if you watched that one already. But there you go. There is Voyager DREADWING.